Alright, so they mentioned how expensive it would be for surrogate mothers if problems arose. And in a study led by Professor Susan Gollenbach, who was the director of the Family and Child Psychology Research Center at the Sydney University of London, they did a study with 43 surrogate babies, 51 babies that were surrogate through in vitro fertilization, and they compared to 86 naturally conceived babies. And they compared the families and compared the babies, and it says the results are generally very positive. Surrogacy families seem to be characterized by a warm relationship with high quality of parenting, although it is possible that it reflects some tendency towards overinvestment in the child. They go on to say it is often assumed that surrogate mothers will have difficulty handing the child over. In fact, we found only one instance of the surrogate having slight doubts at this time. This shows that there really aren't too many psychological problems that they're trying to show, which happens very often. It's not the case. Many of these surrogate mothers don't have these kinds of problems, and in most cases, everything goes just as they say. And in the cases where there's a defect in the baby, sometimes the third party will want the surrogate mother to abort the child. In these cases, an expert wrote an article in the RH Reality Check, which is a reproductive and sexual health website. He said, a former surrogate hopes parents and mothers make such arrangements. The parties should agree on what they would do if defects are discovered during pregnancy. So they're saying that these issues should be talked about before, and they should be taken note of. And that's mainly what we're talking about here. And as a whole, there's nothing wrong with having surrogate mothers. It's that in these little situations, these little cases that happen every now and then, there are some complications. As long as we address these small complications, there shouldn't be a bigger problem. The affirmative also talked about how surrogate mothers are exploiting the babies and using them for money. And there was a case in India with a woman named Rama Devi, and she's a 28-year-old mother of two who used to make just $2 a day as a shop assistant. As a surrogate, Devi will earn $6,000 for carrying a baby, paid out in installments during the course of her pregnancy. The money, she says, will be enough to pay off her debts and educate her children. There are many cases of this where mothers need another way out, and in cases all over the world, especially India, where surrogate mothers are legal, they have a whole economy based off of these mothers who are able to sustain themselves by having these babies.